Hello, good people. This is Kevin G here once again. This time I'm coming to talk to you about this news which has been going on around social media platforms, which says that this novel coronavirus can be eliminated through raising your body pH. This is based on a report which says that the pH of coronavirus ranges from 5.5 to 8.5. And that if you raise your pH to a pH level which is which is higher than that, this will automatically eliminate the coronavirus. So I'd like us to get into facts and see whether this report or this news going around social media, whether it is true or not. So what is pH? First of all, pH in scientific words or chemistry words means potential of hydrogen. That's the letters pH. So in chemistry, pH is a scale which is used to specify the acidity or basicity of an aqueous solution. So lower pH values correspond to solutions which are more acidic in nature, while higher values correspond to solutions which are more basic or alkaline in nature. Or in other words, we can say that pH is a measure of how acidic or basic water is. So the range of pH ranges from 0 to 14, with 7 being the neutral point. So pH of less than 7, as I said earlier, indicate acidity, whereas a pH of greater than 7 indicates base. We can also say that pH is really a measure of the relative amount of free hydrogen and hydroxyl ions in water. Research also shows that the term acid means a chemical which has materials of pH below 7. They are generally defined as proton donors, as their hydrogen atoms have a propensity of giving away their nuclei, which are lone protons. Other acids may not have protons and are instead defined as electron pair acceptors. Acids often are capable of eating away at some of minerals such as carbonate, or even preventing their formation in the first place. So let's now talk about alkaline. So what is alkaline? Alkaline is an adjective that describes a chemical that can accept a proton from another molecule or donate a pair of electrons. These solutions are also referred to as basic, as in the opposite of acidic, and have a pH of above 7. So let's now talk about base. So what is base? Base is a chemical that can accept protons from another molecule or donate a pair of electrons. Basic solutions are also referred to as alkaline. So now that we know all that we know about the pH scale and the pH levels, let's now talk about the report which has been going on around the social media platforms about the pH of coronavirus. This report says that the pH of coronavirus varies from 5.5 to 8.5. It also says that it is based on research from Journal of Virology, which was made in April in the year of 1991. And they also go ahead and advise that if people want to beat coronavirus, they need to take more of an alkaline foods that are above the pH of the one which I've just mentioned earlier. And they say that if this happens in your body, it will be able to eliminate the virus. Well, is this true? Well, this is not true, because the report which this story is being based on was being made in the year 1991 in the month of April, and but then this coronavirus was not existing. So this report does not hold water. At some point, the report also says that the pH of avocado is 15.6. Well, this is not true also, because as I've said earlier, the pH scale goes up to 14. So if it goes up to 14, how then is it possible for avocado to have a pH scale of 15.6? Well, coronaviruses are a group of viruses that cause illness ranging from common cold to more serious disease. An outbreak of the new coronavirus was identified in Wuhan, China in the late December of the year 2019, and this virus causes the disease known as COVID-19. So when this study was being made in 1991, the study was looking at a completely different coronavirus. The coronavirus that they were looking at was a coronavirus mouse hepatitis virus type 4 or MHV4. Well, the new coronavirus that causes COVID-19 is called severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 or SARS-CoV-2. These are two completely different things. It is also known that the journal article does not claim that MHV4 has a certain pH level or range. Rather, the study is about what happens when susceptible marine cells, that is, mice or rat cells, are infected with MHV4 at pHs of 5.5 to 8.5. Most significantly, it has nothing to do with the new coronavirus, which was unknown before the current pandemic outbreak began. Scientists have found that coronavirus is just a virus like the other viruses, and viruses are known not to have any pH levels. Well, the human body has pH levels, and the body works constantly to carefully control the pH levels of blood and other fluids. So the pH of human blood ranges from 7.35 to 7.45. So this means that the blood is naturally slightly alkaline or basic. So the body normally regulates its own pH. So even if one eats foods with high alkalinity, it is really difficult to raise the pH level of the blood, because the body regulates its own pH in its own way. So does eating things like ginger, drinking lemon juice, or even eating garlic really help in the fight against the novel coronavirus? Well, that is not entirely true, because when you eat things, they normally go to the stomach, and the stomach has nothing to do with the novel coronavirus, because the coronavirus is a severe acute respiratory syndrome which affects the respiratory system. So the best way to fight the novel coronavirus is by taking care of immunity, to make sure that immunity is strong, as advised, as we are normally advised by the health practitioners. And the best way to boost or take care of your immunity is through doing things like getting enough sleep, by avoiding things like smoking habits, by eating by eating a diet which is high in fruits and vegetables, like also by exercising regularly, but like also by maintaining a healthy weight, by things like taking steps to avoid infections, such as washing your hands frequently and cooking things like meat thoroughly. If by any chance you're into habits like alcohol taking, make sure that you only drink in moderation, and you should also try to minimize stress. So the upshot is that news which is going around about taking things like ginger and lemon juice to fight off the coronavirus seems to have some faults in it, because those things, they normally go to the stomach, and the coronavirus is a severe acute respiratory syndrome. So please share this information if you find it helpful. Let's share it to as many people as possible, and thank you for listening to this talk, and please like and subscribe. Otherwise, God bless.